You took the words right out of my mouth with the Derek Carr situation. Who, like, if you look at the teams who would be willing to overpay an average quarterback, it would be the teams in that division because of the way that division is set up, right? Now, the Saints, maybe they can't afford to. They probably can't, it seems. I don't understand how the cap magic works. But
Yeah.
so if you throw Saints out of it, but look, like you said, if he goes, he's going from being the worst QB on paper in the AFC West to he'd be by far the best QB in the NFC South. It would be a good situation for whoever was willing to overpay him. He's going to go where they give him the longest contract for the most amount of money. He's burnt by the Raiders basically casting him out. He feels betrayed. If the Bucks would be an awful situation for him to be in, based off of the way that their cap is situated, based off the players that they have currently. They completely sold out for the time with Tom Brady, rightfully so. They got a championship out of it. They were competitive. Looking forward, that team looks like absolute garbage. If they decided, hey, we're going to give Derek Carr a 5-year, $250 million contract, you think Derek Carr's not going to go there? He's going to absolutely go there. He doesn't care. And they very well could win that division despite being trashed because, yeah, you're going to try out there Taysom Hill and Jameis Winston, Riddler or Ritter or whatever his name is, and whatever the guy the Panthers draft or whatever garbage QB they trade for mid-season next year. So I 100% agree. Derek Carr down there didn't even think about the weather thing, but it just makes perfect sense to me. Then that leaves a bunch of other sort of guys who are kind of in limbo, and then like guys who are not as good but who would be basically available. So like maybe a Baker Mayfield is technically a free agent.
Yes.
Yes. You know, there's also a bunch of guys.
Yeah. I mean, there's also guys in that range of there's talk I've seen about two teams I've seen talk about could the Patriots trade Mac Jones? Like if the Patriots thought they could trade with the Raiders to go from 14 to 7 and add Mac Jones, that would make Mac Jones worth a mid-round, second-round pick, I think, like a mid-second-round pick. That's something, that's like one dude saying that, but I could see that's a talk, do the Patriots think they can run with Bailey Zappi, the Zappening? There's talk, do the Bears trade Justin Fields and pick Bryce Young or pick a quarterback number 1? That's like I've seen,
right.
Again, these are not things I think will necessarily happen, but it's things that there is talk about that can open up some of the doors to a team with a good pick, but maybe a team with a good pick, but maybe not like who would go after a quarterback with their pick. Like say the Raiders. The Raiders may not pick a quarterback with their pick, but they might take a third-year Mac Jones who's had some success with Josh McDaniels. Like that's the sort of thing. Hey, teams could look at Justin Fields and say, hey, we can make this guy work. He's pretty good. If we can get him for relatively cheap, which I would think you can get him for relatively cheap, stuff like that I could see. I could see those as possibilities. I think Lamar Jackson's the biggest question mark left.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think you might have been going there, but
yeah.
But I think that's the most interesting. I mean, it's tough because he's going to cost a lot. Money, yes, but I mean, like if you're a team who isn't the Ravens, unless they non-exclusive franchise tag him, he's going to cost more than 2 first-round picks. So if you're, say, the Falcons, you might have to give up 3 first-round picks in a second, or whatever you have to give up, and it's a lot of investment. Which for me, is a more build the team pick. Like I'm that sort of guy, and I could see a team like the Falcons trading a bunch of picks, but I don't think the Falcons are a quarterback away. I think a lot of the teams. Like I'm not sure if there's a good situation where a team is truly a quarterback away, just have to trade a million first picks. The Jets could maybe do it. I don't think they will, but that's a team who can probably spare to lose their first round picks. I guess what are your thoughts on the whole where he goes?
So just to bring back up, I had to check this. The Broncos traded Drew Lock, Noah Fant, Shelby Harris, 2 first-rounders, 2 second-rounders, and a 2022 fifth-rounder for Wilson, for Russell Wilson, and a 4th-round pick. So we're talking about Russell Wilson got players and some like role players.
2 firsts, 2 seconds.
2 firsts, 2 seconds. Do we think that was a good trade for Denver?
I do not. Deshaun Watson got 3 firsts and like miscellaneous picks, I think.
Do we think that was a good trade for the Browns? I don't think so. Maybe this will look better in the next couple of years because these guys will actually play good.
Yeah. Hey.
Because they didn't maybe it's just recency biasy. But to me, it's like if you're going to give up a haul like that, I'm not that sure about Lamar Jackson. I was way more sure about Russell Wilson. I was way more sure. And I understand that Lamar Jackson's been an MVP, but Russell Wilson has won a Super Bowl. He's been to 2. Okay. So I don't think that he would. I actually don't know if the Ravens have much leverage here. I think that they've really fumbled this situation, and excuse me, basically, they can make him a free agent, right? What's the best case scenario for them? I don't think that they're going to agree to a long-term contract at this point. It hasn't happened for years.
Hot take.
It hasn't happened for years. If I was Lamar Jackson, I'd be trying to leave. So all the Ravens can do is put a franchise tag on him and either make him play or make him sit out for a year, or they can trade him in some combination of tagging him, then trading him, or whatever it may be, right? Which it would have to be a tag and then a trade, or they could sign him to the contract and then trade him, I guess.
There's the non-exclusive franchise tag, which is where they tag him. They say, we're going to pay you this much money. And then if a team wants, they can one-up that and give 2 first-round picks. It's some sort of set deal. It's some sort of set thing. I've only really heard talked about with this.
And they almost never do it. But I could actually see that working out. Do I think that that's like straight up franchise tag him?
Because that's a lower price.
But then they could extend him after, right? They basically give
him
tag.
You would get him on the franchise tag and then
a contract when he comes over. So I actually could see that 2 first-round picks. I actually still think that's a lot because once again, to me, it's like if I'm trading with the Ravens,
he's the guy.
I guess, but the Ravens they've already lost. They've messed this up, right? And so now it's basically like, what can we get anything at this point? Because I think he's going to leave. I mean, at least from the outside looking in, I would say Lamar wants to leave. It's pretty clear at the way that the end of the season went, where he maybe could have played but didn't want to. I don't know. I just feel like that relationship has been burnt. So to me, it's like if I'm another team coming in and trying to trade for him, I'm aware of that. Now, yes, I guess it could become a bidding war where it's like if 3 teams they can.
That's what the Ravens have to hope for. Yeah, right. That's what the Ravens have to hope for.
So where do I think honestly? I can't. That's the one that I'm not sure of because honestly, I could see him with like the Commanders. I could see him in somewhere in the NFC South. I could see him go. Technically, I really could see him go to the Jets. Honestly, I could see something crazy happen. I could see him go. I could see the 49ers doing some stuff like this. Recently, they have not been afraid to make big swings in the last year or so in free agency and stuff. I wouldn't be shocked if they said, yeah, you know what, you can have Purdy and you can have Trey Lance. And
they get their pick of one of them. Add in 2 first-round picks. Would the Ravens really say no?
No,
to that much?
I wouldn't if I was the
Ravens.
Wouldn't
think so.
No,
I wouldn't.
I would take Purdy or whatever. And
Lance has the raw potential that he was drafted for, and Purdy played pretty well for Mr. Irrelevant, right? I could see.
And that would be wild, I think, for the 49ers. But if the 49ers, I mean, come on, they were one piece away. Now, would going and getting an injured, injury-prone QB help with that? No.
And with the 49ers.
But it's with their culture, right? It aligns with their culture. So I think it's fine.
Yeah.